Hello everyone, and welcome back to another leaks video. And today we're going over the leaks that we have right here, which are that for the Dead by Daylight 7th year anniversary official poster thing that we have. Now there's something I find interesting about this. While this is definitely low quality, it looks a lot better in some ways than our previous ones that we've had, as well as just more stuff is being included on it. For example, this is our 6th year anniversary. So you can see it's very minimalistic comparatively to this, which feels a little bit less minimalistic. That being said, I want to kind of go over a couple of things here, more or less. We really don't have that much, information-wise. So I want to go over the tiny bit that we have, as well as just talk about some thoughts. So I'm going to go over literally all the information. Now, quite simply, we know that the anniversary stream is going to be on the 23rd. That is really close, and we had no teasers, which is very weird to me. We had nothing, nada, shit. For the anniversary, no hype, no... we don't have anything going for the anniversary, and we're basically being told what it is on the 23rd. That seems like a very weird marketing choice, but they do they, you know? And let them choose how to do it. Also, there was a tweet made by this Twitter user who is a DBD leaker, you know? Things tend to come from them all exactly just bullshitted, usually. I mean, they do sometimes, but this comment right here, is at least somewhat maybe validates this. Keep in mind, this is literally not even a confirmed leak. This is just, they kind of said this. That there's a rumor. So they're saying that there's a rumor, meaning it's even less likely to be anything confirmed whatsoever. This is not leaked info. This is just a rumor. That the anniversary killer name was changed. Which just seems interesting, you know? Just something to note. So we may not be getting the singularity, but maybe it's something that's similar. Maybe they, saw people reacting to it and theorizing what it could name-wise could mean, and maybe decided to change it to something that they felt fit better. Who knows? Now I kind of want to go over here. There's really no need to keep this one up. A couple of things. First things first. I just wanted to mention. I'm going to move that down here. That the way that this looks, like this, kind of reminds me of how Noed here looks, Like, it's got the skulls on top of each other, and they're not in the exact same placements, but it's definitely a similar reoccurring theme. It also definitely has similarities to Thanatophobia. So, those two perk icons kind of give me vibes for this, So, does that mean anything? No. It really doesn't. However, we have blue. Now, if you actually look in our... we have blue. You can see that there's, blue inside it or whatnot. And something that was special in the 6th year, and you actually see here in the DBD 5th year anniversary, that the 5th year anniversary poster didn't have that blue. It was just pure red. I mean, red? It was just pure black. So, in the 6th year, we had the introduction of the gold color, but also the blue that started kind of formulating cracks. Now, here's the thing, right? Blue is more or less the color that one is going to associate with boons. As boons give a blue hue to the match, as well as giving a blue flame, So blue is associated with the color of boons in game for the most part, but this blue seems to be leaking in through the anniversary events. It seems to be getting stronger, almost making me feel like we are getting a build up towards something. I don't think it's going to be this year, and it might not even be next, but I think that the next couple years we are going to get some major introduction lore-wise. The implications will be massive for whatever this is more or less foretelling, because it's getting stronger. The cracks are forming. Something is breaking through, and I don't know what it is. but I think it's gonna be an exciting time. But I don't think that's this year. Now I want to go over this year and actual legitimate speculations for what this killer could be off of very limited information. We have no actual leaks, nothing really telling us. All we have was the Singularity and Gabriel Soma as our name there, you know? And honestly, again, it is likely to be original. So I'm going to tell you guys that the rest of this video, from here on out, is theory time. We are going to be crafting a couple theories. From me, this is not at all pulled from any other content creators. So if anyone says anything similar, I probably wouldn't have known, because quite literally the only content creator who I've watched to cover these current leaks, it's how I actually found out about them originally, was Smuckles. And nothing here do I honestly think is being pulled from there. So yeah, anything from here on out is my personal speculations and thoughts. This is just theories. I don't know information. This is not a leak. This is not a rumor. This is speculation. Now I want to look at our 7 here. You know, it's definitely a 7. But I made a joking little post about it being Jason's hockey stick. You know, it's like a hockey stick for Jason Voorhees. You know, it was a funny joke. But the thing is, you can actually get and figure out stuff by analyzing the years. For example, the 5th year anniversary, the 5 was intentionally very similar to the like sickles that the sisters in the newest Resident Evil game, and that was teasing that Resident Evil was coming into Dead by Daylight, as year 5 was when we got Nemesis added in to Dead by Daylight. And if you actually look at year 4, you will find Pyramid Head was the 4. And even if you look at the 6th year anniversary, which to us, you know, people are thinking Alien or whatnot off of how the 6 looks. But if you actually look at the dredge, the 6 makes sense. It's that type of like weird fleshy type like stuff that he has. Like the 6 clearly is the dredge. So for the last 3 years, the number has been the monster we've gotten. So I think that we can make some good speculations off of that 7. And I know it sounds ridiculous, but what does this 7 honestly look like other than a 7? Well, I know that there was a spider, like a spider creature in a tome cutscene. I know that's been talked about before, and I'll be honest, like an insect type like arm is kind of what that makes me like think of if I look at that 7. You know, like like how like a praying mantis. You know, like how they have their arms like the way they are. That's what that makes me think of. I'm thinking this could be like the insect killer that we might be getting, or like a spider type killer, like some sort of like mutated being. And that, I guess you can maybe say, supported by the weird like fusing of bone and goo and whatnot between these skulls. And whatever's going on could maybe be like homage to that sort of like mutation and like fusing of things that could, you know, it's a very obviously loose idea, but I do think that the 7 is the key to our next killer. So yeah, I'm thinking like an insectozoid or like spider mutant type killer might be what the Singularity is. And the Singularity could maybe be like referred to in a sense because it is like the start of a breach. Like we said, the blue is breaking through. What if maybe this is the start? Like things are starting to break through, starting with the Singularity. Parts of other universes and other, like, when I say other universe, I mean like behavior, like already existing universes or whatnot. Because, you know, stuff from like the archives. Now that maybe the, God, what's his name? The dude who had the Horus, I cannot think of his name. Basically the lore keeper. Now that he's like gone or whatnot and no one's really manning stuff, maybe the cracks are forming. The world is slowly falling apart. and like things that he has seen and that others have experienced are starting to break through and break out from their singular universe into the entity's realm, bleeding and feeding through the thoughts and like emotions of the observer. There we go. That's his damn name. Of like the observer or whatnot somehow maybe, or through other survivors who maybe experienced this. That his fucking around the Oris maybe uh, more or less was creating massive problems for the actual entity's realm, and it is creating these like sort of rifts where things are coming through, and maybe that's what we're going to be seeing, that this blue is going to mean, like things are breaking through, and the singularity could be the starting like killer we get that is showcasing this trend. But that's a massive, I don't fucking like, out of my ass pull. Next, I guess you could say that the 7 kind of looks like an axe. So some sort of killer that uses an axe as a weapon could be like a potential. That could definitely be a possibility, I guess. There's a semblance of an axe shape, but mainly that's because like you can see the flaring ends of this are like flaring up to look somewhat maybe like an axe blade or whatnot, but again, that's like tiny, minute, probable bullshit, and I really don't think that. But maybe a killer that has like an axe as a weapon or whatnot. I'm not thinking you can get like an axe murderer, but maybe this is like just something, and they end up using an axe as their melee weapon. I mean, think the Huntress. She, throws hatchets or whatnot. She has an axe as a weapon. And this wouldn't be the first time we've seen weapons that are similar, if not the same, come through on different killers. I mean, both the Doctor and Trickster have a form of bat as a weapon. Now, granted, they are different, but who's to say that we can't get something different for this one that's different enough from the Huntress's, like, axe that, would be... And that's just like a melee weapon, I feel like people aren't going to be too miffed. If like, oh no, this killer's baseline weapon design is, well, that of something you could commonly find, so it's a bat. I mean, we have multiple killers with knives, for fuck's sake. No one complains about it, right? So, I definitely think that this is, I guess another possibility. And the last theory I wanted to posit here is that this could be fake. Now, I know that sounds a bit weird, but the thing is, look at our past, like, 5th year anniversary poster. Simple. You got the little bit of gold in there or whatnot, and that's it. 6th year anniversary, a little bit of gold, skull, that's it. That's just it. The 7th year, I mean, first off, these, I mean, other than basically being straight copy, type text or whatnot, there's more going on in this, Like, you have all of this written here. You have this as your thing, which, I mean, does fit the motif of skulls, but there's more of them. There's the May 23rd, big reveals, game updates, and more. Like, we never see something like this. What if this is an elaborate ruse by Behavior? We almost, I guarantee or fairly sure that the original leaker, who was massively leaking stuff from Behavior, was caught due to the Bubba leaks that happened of him leaving, and then they messaged, or they kind of more or less tweeted going, yep, he's not going anywhere. And we really haven't had anything since then of big substantial leaks that have been anything for the most part. Skull Merchant was leaked like the day before she was released. And obviously the Night was actually leaked all the way back fucking before the Dredge released. So, I mean, at that point, we already kind of more or less knew a decent amount by him. We never needed a lot more. I don't think there was a lot of leaks going into him. So, this is basically possibly our first killer where we have basically nothing leak-wise since Skull Merchant. But even hers, like, the trailer more or less released the day, like, like a leak of an image of it released like a day early. Which that was it. You know, maybe we're still going to see that, but this may be even less of a chapter leaked, and this could also be a running trend that the chapter of this won't be leaked as well. I know I'm doing a lot of waffling, a lot of talking here, and a lot of just word salad. I'm just kind of talking, you know. But I don't really know. I think my strongest theory is that this could be like an insect type killer, which I really like. I mean, if you even look through like the comments or whatnot, I don't Vecna. Yeah, definitely. I mean, like no one really has any ideas, you know. No one's heard anything. None of the leakers or anything have been able to drop big bites of information other than the singularity. And with that maybe being changed, hell, maybe it wasn't even real to the first place. Maybe the singularity was a ruse, just like Gabriel Soma, you know, could also be faked, if that's true. So maybe 7, you know, maybe it's not going to be original. I still have a feeling it will be original. We have heard nothing up at this point. If this was a big license, you know we would have heard by now. But I'll be going over the next couple days, most likely, over teasers that we have to get at some point in time, and I'm sure will exist. For those of you who are here for my normal content and you're wondering when that's coming up, shorts I'm having to put off for an extra week. I'm sorry. I ran into a problem that I need to figure out how to solve before I can really do it, and it's kind of a technical thing that I'm not fully sure how to do and how to get it to work right. So until then, shorts are waiting for another week. Weekly walks will be uploading probably later in the day. Thank you guys so much for joining me, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.